What's up? Welcome to the No Mongo Podcast. My name is Rick Beta, and this is a weekly show about all things skateboarding. So if you're new, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're an OG, you know this is episode number 79. So glad to have made it this far, and this is just the beginning. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata. Or you can email the show, nomongopodcast@gmail.com. Either way, let's get this thing started. So I wanted to shed some light on it's a small city in West Virginia called Buckhannon. Okay, population 5,493. This is according to 2018, the latest updates. And it turns out that skateboarding has been banned in the commercial district for the past 26 years. So many of us can relate. I mean, a lot of cities, I think, are like this. This one's pretty strict, though, and there are a couple things reasons why I wanted to highlight it today. But a woman by the name of Melissa Dougherty wants to change that and possibly try and get them a skate park. So that's right. She's going after Ordinance 268. She's coming for you. She's coming for it. Be warned. And there has been some, recent momentum from the members of the community over the last few months. But she recently spoke to the mayor, and here's what she had to say, though. This is kind of piqued my interest and got my attention. And this is from a recent article on the Intermountain page. So I guess it's a kind of a news site. So here's what she said, quote, "I feel like times have changed a lot." Let me start over. "I feel like times have changed a lot since the 1990s, and the ordinance was created without the use of technology, internet, or things we have today that could make skateboarding a lawful activity that would be healthy and good and a good outlet for youth who are lacking things to do around here." How could you say no to that? I mean, I give you a hell yeah, Melissa. Way to look out. So population 5,493, smallish town. It's a pretty small town, very, very small city. I guess they had a skate park there before, and they put about $35,000 into building it. But for, some reason, or another, who knows, it wasn't maintained properly, or it was just removed altogether. They don't have one at the moment. So I guess if you think about it, in a sense, they've gotten a taste of what it's like to have a park and what the possibilities could be. I think it was a matter of just maybe the community keeping it up and keeping it clean, something like that. But there's, so there's always improvement, room for improvement, I should say, and now they know with this potential, maybe revisit it. It sounds like, the mayor is going to consider it. But here's the deal, and as I mentioned, it was banned. So that this specific ban is in 3 districts, okay? And per the city attorney, Tom O'Neill, the ordinance prohibits skateboarding in C1, C2, and C3 commercial districts. That makes no sense to anyone, probably even myself. I don't know what it means, but here's exactly what it means with more specifics. This is the first sentence listed on the ordinance. And I quote, "Creating a criminal offense and penalty, therefore, against persons riding, operating, or otherwise utilizing skateboards exclusively upon and within any street, road, alleyway, sidewalk, public parking lot, park, or any publicly or government-owned or leased property situated within the corporate limits of the city of Buckhannon." Whew! I mean, that was a mouthful, but it's pretty much, everywhere in downtown is locked down. Can't even ride on the sidewalk. And a lot of kids, I guess, there's a need for there. So, but what really caught my attention, though, is why I want to talk about today is how Melissa presented her case to the mayor, and more specifically, what she said. So get this. Melissa actually pulled the Olympic card during her call. They had a call, obviously, with COVID and the pandemic and social distancing. They did a call. And now I'm not sure she is technically the first one to probably use this, but definitely the first one that I heard about leveraging the Olympics in your argument. Here's the knowledge that she dropped. And she quotes, "It's incredibly hard," she said. "It takes talent. It is a sport now. In the 90s, it was not necessarily considered a sport. It's now in the Olympics." End quote. Yeah, dropping the Olympics on them. So that was just I basically said, yes, it is incredibly hard. And it does take talent. Yeah. And it is in the Olympics now. So well said, Melissa. Quick side note, of course, just popped in my head. What's funny about this and what really resonated with me is that I totally agree with her. However, if you would have asked me about skateboarding and whether or not it's not a sport in the 90s, I probably would have said no. I would have been like, no way in hell. No, leave me alone. It's not a sport. Fast forward to me as a, grown up middle-aged man / skater / dad / human / podcast host. And if you've been listening for a while now, you know that my current take is that skateboarding is a sport. It is a sport. I mean, only because there are more elements of it being a sport than not. So I'll leave it at that. But what a difference 20 years makes, right? But I can totally see Melissa working here. Things were different in the 90s for skateboarding, and it was totally different, everything. It was looked at a totally different light, right? A lot of, even myself, I try not to, but they're, back in the day, everyone hated skateboarders. I wanted to get back to that. And it's got its waves, skateboarding has come back from the dead many times. But now it's like really peaking, especially with the Olympics, especially if Melissa's dropping the Olympics in her case. Like it gives it legit, like it's legit now. For the public eye, of course, So that was cool. I just had to mention that. So, which leads me full circle all the way around to where there is a change.org petition. And as of this recording, which is Monday afternoonish, early afternoonish. Anyway, it's got about 718 signatures. So if you feel like supporting the cause, check the link. I'll put it in the show notes on omongo.com. This will help get the ban lifted and hopefully on a path to a new skate park one day. Every town deserves at least one, even Buckhannon. And as Christian Adams, one of the donors, said, truthfully, the homies need a local place to skate. The Goodwill parking lot can't cut it forever. Totally agree, Christian. I feel you, man, and I see you. So either way, it sounds like these guys have got some momentum going on over there. Maybe it's time to send the bat signal to the fine people over at the skateboard project. Maybe they can step in and help. Who knows? Tony Hawk's pretty busy these days, but that whole cause might help him. So, but I'll be sure to keep an eye on this one as well, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. But yeah, head on over to the website. I'll put the links in the show notes on nomongo.com and let me know your thoughts. Next up, I want to talk about a skater who recently came across my radar, quote unquote, so to speak. This dude has so much raw talent and creativity, just stood out right away. And his latest edit was so fun to watch. And keep in mind, I'm sure there are a bunch of you now that can be like, dude, Rick, you don't know about him? It happens. But no, I just discovered this guy. I'm talking about, and I'm going to butcher his name. I'll spell it out. Pacel, 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 and his last name is spelled Khachab. Khachab? Pacel Khachab? Crossing my fingers. He's out of Munich, Germany. Either way, don't let that get in the way of his latest pocket part. It dropped on Sunday, and as of this recording, only has about 2,000 views. This guy deserves way, 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 way more. I'll be sure to include that link as well in the notes. Or you can go to Pocket Skateboard Magazine's YouTube site right now. And here are the notes I took, though. I mean, right from the first trick, I knew I was in for a treat. He did a 50-50 on a kinked rail to back 180 out. Except he didn't even ride the kinks. He worked around them and cleared the few steps that were on towards the bottom. That was a nice introduction, if you ask me. Very nice. And even the kid with the crazy glasses at about 8 seconds in, he was stoked. In fact, I need to get a pair of those glasses. Anyone know? They're very stylish. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. Very stylish. When he was moving his head around, those suckers just did not come off. So let me know where I can get those guys. Send me a link or something. His backs, it was a kickflip backside, tail slide around 56 seconds. That one had me hitting the rewind button. I was like, what? Rewind that. And then he went right into his next combo. Front 180 up basically it's like the curb or steps to a half cab flip, and wait for it. A Wally to board slide. It's on like a small little rail. Almost like it looked like a bike rack, I think, now I think about it. That one had me hitting the rewind button twice. And that might be a record, actually, for back-to-back rewinds, too. I don't recall doing that ever in a video. Like, whoa, I got to rewind both. Can't recall that happening. So, and he just had, of course, top it with a 180 on that spot. And, of course, he did. So, Wally to board slide, and then Wally to board slide 180. Yes. Very nice. Of course he did. But also, you got to pause it. It's towards the end, about 3 minutes, 33 seconds. It was right for his ender. And if you know me well, I'm looking at my palms right now. My palms got instantly sweaty. It was like, oh boy, what is going on here? But luckily, it was safer than I thought. I was getting a little worried for a second there. Still a gnarly spot. Still a gnarly trick. Glad we got to see multiple angles of that bad boy. What a nice end. It was about 3 minutes and 56 seconds. What a nice end. It was 3 minutes and 56 seconds of pure entertainment. And all I know is that this dude deserves all the shine he gets and can get. He's even got an IMDb credit to his name. Dude's an actor. I mean, I guess it was a skateboard-related movie, but still. That's one I'll have to check out. But he's an actor. It's like, damn. So big things are on the horizon for this guy. Big things indeed. And his brother, too. Maybe even Olympic aspirations? I don't know. I'm shrugging. So they've got a plan. They've got a plan. I'm just going to leave it at that. But be sure to check out all his clips on YouTube. There aren't too many of them, unfortunately. But actually, I guess fortunately, because I was able to get caught up. The music selection in a lot of his videos, I don't know if it's him. It works for me. Got some 80s in there. That's all I got to say. I was digging the vibe on all the videos I saw from him so far. So it won't take you too long to get caught up. So check out his stuff. I'll include the link as well. He's definitely one that's on my radar, and I'm excited to see what's next from this guy. I mean, seriously, he's got the raw talent and the creativity that I absolutely love. Let me know your thoughts. And finally, wanted to give a shout out to @randomnobody. That's a DUMB, random. So @randomnobody. But random is far from it. I've been following this guy for a while on social media, and he just recently started posting some clips after going through, some tough times. He explains it all if you follow him. So give Random, give him his timeline a gander if you want, if you feel so inclined. And all I can say is, dude goes all or nothing pretty much all the time. So I got to respect that, and it's always fun to watch. So I appreciate you providing those clips, Random. Welcome back. You took a small break. Actually, you know what? Golf claps for you, dude. I don't think I did any golf claps today. @randomnobody. Go follow the guy. Keep shredding, man. So tune in next week, as I will have another interview episode for you. And let me just say, you might want to tune in if, especially if you have been like nursing a bad ankle, which is probably everyone listening around you. You're probably like, yeah, Rick, when am I not nursing a bad ankle? When do I not have to go to the doctor? Yeah. Tell me what I don't know, Rick. Trees are wood. Yeah, I get it. So I've got that next week. Until then, nomongo.com and RIP Anthony Huber. Peace.